So I just want to preface this by saying I will be talking about spoilers from the Amazing Digital Circus: The Last Act, which is episode 8 and episode 9, the finale, all both together in a theatrical form. And if you've not watched either of those, or if you've not watched the final episode, leaked or not, whatever, don't care. Do not watch this video if you do not want to be spoiled, because I will be talking about story details that I did and did not like, and we'll be spoiling a lot of it. So there's your warning in the first 30 seconds. I'm gonna start with the two things I did not like. Well, I'm gonna preface that with I gave this movie a 4.5 out of 5. Uh, and the two things I did not like was Jack's abstracting off camera, but not the first little bit of the film or first little bit of episode 9. I was not a huge fan of that, and I was also not a huge fan of the just kind of like, oh, they're brain scans, by the way. And I'm like, oh, okay. This felt kind of like I don't remember the word I used for it yesterday. Felt kind of like a cop out because like it's kind of implied, I guess, that they are just brain scans. But then you find out they really are just brain scans and the real bodies are just out there reliving their lives. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay. Well, then that was kind of was the whole point behind like, the last two episodes. Anyway, that's two things I didn't really like. It's kind of, I guess I could say, got grew on me a little bit since then. I still enjoy the ending. I thought the ending was satisfying, personally, for the most part. Um, seen a lot of takes on Letterbox and things like that, and just online in general. And I don't really agree with a lot of them personally. Like those two things I mentioned were like the only things I really didn't like. Uh, some people would say they wish that Jax would have came back from being extracted. I'm like, well, I feel like him extracting was his punishment for the him being a terrible person. Honestly, in the theater or in the circus, I think him extracting was his punishment, and I think he deserves that because he is not a great person in circus. Uh, what his real life or his real person is like in the real world, I don't know. They seem to be doing pretty well according to the movie. Um, I did like that scene where when Kane comes back, does come back. That's pretty interesting process because I guess somehow he gets a Wi-Fi signal and is able to see the lives of the actual people behind the brain scans. Uh, and he's able to put a slideshow together so the characters in the circus know what their real life counterparts are actually up to and if they're doing well or not. And everybody seems to be doing pretty well, which is good. Um, Game becomes a lot less chaotic. He purges himself of the blue AI that he absorbed in the beginning of episode 8 that we saw. And that seems to have, between that and learning about humans more, that seems to have changed his philosophy on how to run the circus. And everybody seems to be living happily ever after at the end. And Zubul and Gangle are canon, of course. Um, yeah, I mean, I liked it pretty well. I think it's fairly satisfying. I didn't leave the theater wishing, I mean, I wished for more, but I didn't leave the theater hating it by any means. Um, a lot of people are going to hate it. I mean, this fandom is crazy. And that's coming from a My Hero fan. This has got to be the worst fandom I've ever been associated with. And I am a pretty diehard My Hero Academia fan. So that's saying a lot. Low key. Um, I don't want to say low key hockey. That's saying a lot. I enjoyed the series in total. I don't really have any complaints about the series overall, personally. I don't know. I know there's drama with some of the voice actors. I don't know enough about that to have an opinion on it. I really don't care at this point. No, there was one episode left. So at this point, I'm going to watch that last episode, get closure, and well, not think about the show anymore. You know what I mean? There's no other media for it. It's not like My Hero and there's a manga you can read. That's going to be a little bit different than the show, things like that. I watched the episode, my episode, I enjoyed it, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. That's all I gotta, that's all my feelings about it. That being said, though, I did enjoy my time at the theater. I was lucky. Me and my wife both went and watched it, and we did not have any strange encounters, we'll say. Everybody seemed to be pretty chill in the theater, which was nice. Uh, Nobody really talked or yelled or anything. You hear a lot of people talking every once in a while, just not a big deal. Um, yeah, it was pretty fun. Uh, Beginning is the fish from episode 7. Tell you not to spoil the movie and turn your phones off, which is pretty funny. Um, if you go watch it in theaters, they ask you not to spoil anything, stuff like that, and that's why I put the spoiler warning at the very beginning here, because I want to talk about spoilers. So if I didn't talk about spoiler, I wouldn't have a whole lot to say. I need to do better about that anyway. But for the most part, I pretty much enjoyed this. It gives a recap of the series at the very beginning, and then you watch episode 8, and then it goes pretty much immediately into episode 9. Uh, I will say I did not watch the episode 9 leaks before the movie, just because I don't like to do that if I can't help it. Um, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch it anyway, so I mean, might as well just wait. And so I did. I had a pretty good time. Uh, and I had to work that night at the theater too, so I went in later, and even the later showings in the day, I mean, nobody was crazy, no complaints. Nobody made a huge mess or anything. I will say we had a lady and a child come and complain because she thought it was a kids movie, I guess. And it was like right after Kane's song in episode 8 that they walked out. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry you don't know how to Google something, dog. But anyway, I wasn't there for that. That was during the show and I saw them leave, but I was told later about it that they complained about it. So we had to put the rating up on our screens because for whatever reason, the website showed that it was unrated or poster, I don't remember. But we put up it was rated PG-13. So that maybe it'll, whatever. In my opinion, I'm like, if the movie's unrated, then it's probably not made for kids. Low key. That's just my opinion on it. Yeah, I ain't got much to say. I mean, it looks great. It's animated great. I thought it was pretty satisfying. Like how Kane goes through a little bit of redemption at the very end, knowing that he won't be forgiven easily, but asked to be given a chance. Not your stereotypical thing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, and a lot of people's going to disagree with this, and I don't know how well this video will get out, so we'll see what the fandom says about my video, but I think Jax deserved to be extracted, and I think that is his punishment. And maybe a little bit of a redemption since he was able to get back with the, I don't remember the names of the other two characters. It was the clown and the frog. I know that. So you can correct me on the names of the two characters. I don't care. Uh, but yeah. Uh, I mean, if you like the series casually, I think you'll like it. Um, I didn't have an issue with the ending. I thought it was fairly satisfying. That's pretty much it. I mean, Not much else to say besides that. I think I said everything. In that case, go watch the movie if you want to, or wait for it to come out on YouTube, Netflix. If you want to watch the leak, I don't care. Not my prerogative to care. I think the fandoms kind of blew this whole thing out of proportion. And genuinely, I think this is probably like one of the worst fandoms ever. I know that's kind of mean, but this is just, it's rough seeing all the stuff on socials about the show and the fandom. And I'm like, dude, just chill. It's a show. Enjoy the show. Let it be. I mean, like literally all this stuff came out, and like there's one episode left, and I'm like, I don't care enough about the show to get involved in the drama. I'm gonna watch the last episode and be done. And I enjoyed it. So that's all I gotta say. Hope you guys have a good one. See you next time, and let me know if I should do more TV show reviews. I guess it's kind of like the first TV show or show in general I've done, but I can go through some shows I've actually watched and do reviews on them if you like. Hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you next time.